Dolphins offense is at its absolute best. You're going to see this route that we've seen time after time, 15 to 20 yards.
It's the stutter move. Watch it. He sells the slant. Cam Taylor-Britt believes it's going to be a slant after that move to the inside.
Those long third down conversions are really tough on a defense. You think you've got them in a good spot, you think you've got a good plan, and then they convert it.
Block to Neighbors. Just look at everything about him, the speed. He's going up against Kenny Moore.
J.C. Horn, their top cover guy, not playing today. So Mike Evans gives Caleb Farley, former #1 pick.
He's just going to run right past Jonathan Jones. I think Jones thinks he's going to make a route and break off his route to sticks. Nope. I don't know why Jones opened.
Mike Jackson.
So Liam Cohen is already getting the key guys involved because a lot of these play callers, they just write the #1.
Then he comes back right. Look at the route. Addison, this is a little okey doke. Gets him just to Bullard to settle his feet.
To just put it on him. Just little thing.
A really nice double move on the outside. Just a slant and go. And Darius Slay's eyes.
At some play there by Sainristil because this one looked like it was going to hit. Playing that inside technique, grabbing a little bit, swatting a little bit.
Both feet down, they're ruling it a catch, and it was tight. It was such a great release by him off the line of scrimmage.
Just man-to-man with no help from this inside slot position. This route is nearly impossible to cover. We've seen touchdowns.
Seconds left. Dobbs is on Gilmore. And that's just what we call an in cut. Pretty simple. Run up about 10-12. Got him locked up right here. That's why they called him Gilly Lock. And then he's got a...
Let's go back to that Devontae Smith. There's no double move. There's no chatter. Ooh. He just flat out runs by him.
Ability gets out of the pocket, and Kenny Moore has no chance on Wendell Robinson getting that touchdown.
Defensively.
Well played by him, too, because he doesn't allow his body to get into Leggett, and then he finds the ball late.
With multiple weapons, you're not going to have anyone on the roster replace CeeDee Lamb and his production. It's a really nice comeback route there by Brooks.
Eccles is right where he needs to be, but the ball's got to be on his left shoulder behind him. And then he this space, and it's Ugo Amadi on the coverage. But when you get to work one of those inside slot fades from inside the numbers, all O'Connell's a little better. Watch him get his hands on him a little bit sooner right there, just to slow him down, make sure you keep pace with him, and then diagnose what the routes.
He is best coming off that interception. But Kittle, you know, such a friendly quarterback receiver, and
Another play on defense here to knock it away.
It's a soft back shoulder fade. Ball could have been a little higher.
When you're running a post route like this, you like to lay this up to the back of the end zone instead of throwing it through body.
More manageable, as they say.
We were having that conversation with Matthew Stafford yesterday and just talking about
Alec Pierce, he is leading the NFL in yards per reception. So that tells me I need to back up. I have no idea why there's no...
To try and hit the quarterback and watch Bowers react to this catch. That ball jumped on him fast, man. Looked like he was trying to catch a rattlesnake for a second, but secures it.
what's changed with this offense to throw downfield right on the money.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it. The loss of CeeDee Lamb.
Ladd McConkey all by himself there. This time the Patriots are playing a zone coverage, and McConkey has elite.
Is dropping underneath this here, but this matchup is as good as it gets in the NFL. Two of the absolute best. And
in field goal range.
Oh, I love this deep out cut right here. Slam on the brakes and cross up the DB. What a throw.
Exactly what they plan to do in this first half.
See that route there by Mike Evans? There's not much.
Watch this route. Watch the outside release. He bursts. It looks like a fade. He gets Andrew Booth
down on him, and he's able to make this throw as we're looking at the route by Jerry Jeudy. We talked about some drops earlier.
Fingertip on that ball. Good release. Man, that is twitchy right there. Getting outside. No, he didn't.
And Tyreek Hill just running a dig here. Again, the ball is right on time as soon as he's out of his break and into space away from Martin Emerson.
Is what gets this guy open. Watch London, this little move at the top of the route here. He's going to sell Sainristil on that one and create that opportunity. That's
a big third down, essentially, for the game.
I mean, just absolutely ridiculous catch. Get Valentine in coverage. Lock him up on the last one. Here they are back at it. This time it's just a little out cut.
Great throw and catch.
And they've talked a lot about this, the ability to be tough at the point.
Nico Collins' name very often. You can see there was contact on the line of scrimmage. Kyle Hamilton, yeah, I'm not even hesitating here. I'm D'Amico Ryans, nice job there again. Second time he's targeted Woods, but you understand.
Is a 27-yard pickup.
Yeah, so in terms of just creating separation downfield, no quarterback in the league throws to more open targets.
How about Coleman?
Oh, this is why you go out and get your second-round pick, the skill set. And he keeps moving, extending the play, and then boom.
Watch this, a simple outside release, and he's trying to hold his ground, but watch the late hands. A DB is going to pay attention to one of those friends, you know, your homeboy or homegirl that you're just always on the same page with. You get the inside joke. That's Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce. They always. Watch this, outside release, speed release. Now climb on top of him. And then after that, you give Patrick Mahomes room to throw the ball.
Side, and then a perfect throw up over the top of the linebacker. And a nice contested catch by.
And deliver a strike. He's going to make that throw 95% of the time. I don't care.
That Alec Pierce runs the route, and then the ball placement by Flacco. Alec Pierce.
You don't see this very often from Cooper Kupp. Ball right there in his hands. Usually so sure-handed in those.
What a catch! Higgins got it! First and goal, Bengals!
Fade versus press coverage, and for as good as Deron Bland is, he's just got no shot.
He's in the trip set. He's going to end up coming on a crossing route here. Jonathan Jones is covering him that time because he's in the slot, and Palmer just ran right away from him.
Then you get Rattler. A lot of times you throw it to the guy on the near side coming towards you, but they decide to throw it to the hometown.
Speed at 3, meaning the number 3 receiver from the outside, Devontae Smith. He's just going to run right by him. Now with Kenny Pickett, the second reaction scramble is such a big part. So you see, that's Calcaterra's initial route, and then everything else is just scramble drill. And
the touch on this ball from Mac Jones and the ball placement, and then late hands and Brownlee, he just
31-yard pass play.
And look at him. This is a slot fade, and they almost use like a natural screen on the outside with Jatavian Sanders.
Two-man combination. Jefferson running vertical, clearing it, the space out, and Addison on the in cut.
Wide open. Robinson's wide open. Makes a nice move here. Runs right by on the sluggo route. You just put it up in the air.
Well, Guerrero, he can really run. I mean, this guy's a 4.3 40, so he's faster than Christian McCaffrey. And you see that, you know, he comes up. They think he's going to just hook up, and he just keeps on going.
Let's look. The touchdown is confirmed. The game is over. He's got it. And you've got Washington and the Rams in the playoffs.
Purdy, because he's feeling pressure, he has to let go of this ball long before Pearsall's ever at the top of his route.
Line for the touchdown. But other than that, he is solid gold out here tonight. And no.
Pretty good route here by Juwan Jennings. He creates a little separation there, but the ball had to be out on the boundary for him to have a chance because of Meek.
Big play by Chen, no question, and saw this a week ago as well. I think this is.
Dobbs covered initially by Gilmore, but then just uncovers late.
It's a heck of a job by Ertz. Watch him get down inside the goal line and then arrow right out, right down the line. Jesse Bates all over him. But this one took a lot of confidence. That's one of those Jesse. Oh, man, Mike Hughes. He has been coming off of an injury. I think is right. Nobody expects John Bates to be going left and getting the ball.
Touchdown.
wow. Oh my goodness.
We got a game.
Green Bay trying to pull off the
Yeah, and he's got Addison right here at that curl route. That ball's got to come out on time, but how does someone get that wide open? Well, Naylor just gets behind the defense. He's got Jefferson on the other side of the field, and you lose track of him.
What Jaden Daniels did last week. Huge game, end of the year. We've been waiting for a breakout moment, right? We just almost. If you can have quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, you invite him to come up.
And then he comes back as he catches it when he has control. It's a question, Russ, of when he had control, because initially it sure looked. They know they have man coverage here, so they're going to run bodies up and confuse. So they run a natural pick, then that freed Pearsall up for the big play down the field. Reconnecting with him.
Just one other note on Brock Purdy, the 377 in the pass yards is coordinator Aaron Glenn. The promising drive comes to a screeching halt on the second.
Jalen Ramsey, perfectly timed knockdown of this ball, and Miami takes over.
You can see Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he just runs a little bit of a pivot route. And you've got Renardo Green, who is out.
Green Bay drops out, so he realizes he's got time to throw.
This is the difference in Jameson Williams this year. Look at the route running. That's outstanding. Renardo Green's in good coverage. Perfect.
That was Randy Moss-esque right there. The ball's basically behind his head.
Oh, my goodness.
With one arm. He makes it look so routine. We're like so accustomed to see this guy make these type of catches. That is absolutely ridiculous. A-plus throw, A-plus catch.
Is up here. He gets wide, and I thought they were going to be able to fit this in to Akine, but really a nice recovery, reading the quarterback, breaking.
Just an alert. This was a run play, and if he looks out there and he likes his matchup one-on-one, he just...
Well, they're just taking a shot one-on-one and trying to use Trey Tucker's speed. That's the idea here. Get your fastest guy with a head of steam on that motion. And well, this is just a deep comeback route. He's going to show the speed at the beginning, turn on the burners, and then slam on the brakes. But in the pocket.
Previous play, so you got Amadi right there.
But watch him stop his feet right there. You can't just stop and grab. You got to keep your feet moving. He's playing what you call a sticks coverage. Well, watch Jack Jones jump on this route. He feels the in-breaker, doesn't get flattened.
Offensive lineman for Philadelphia, it's Mekhi Becton, the right guard, just now getting to his feet.
And there's a good rep here
for the Carolina offense.
Yeah, Todd Bowles and his defensive staff, they've watched.
Really a nice adjustment to the sideline, and you see able to get both feet in, drags the left toe. Here working the sideline, and look at the coverage. The coverage is just as good. Brownlee is in perfect position and just drop.
Vic, remember him using his legs, and look at Trey Tucker. Just gets open behind the guys. Everybody in the back.
And Dave Canales, the head coach, dials up the play calls with Brad Idzik, the offensive coordinator. And remember, with this record, you have nothing to lose. Take your shot at it.
Mike Evans.
Fast, finish stronger. But how about this? Jalen Coker, the rookie out of Holy Cross.
Really the favorite downfield route from Mac Jones. Doesn't really threaten,
easy. But Harper's going to show up in the screen right there and jump that route. He baited Rattler into that. And so important to find that backside safety.
One paw, but didn't get 2 feet in.
Yeah, this is just flat out sick. Take a look. Yeah, that's his second foot.
Buster Brown, look at how he plays. He perfectly plays. Back is turned to the quarterback.
Matthew, he's going to fly out of the middle of the field to chase this in route. Robber coverage. Adam, that's what he's doing. He's watching the quarterback.
You keep them all. Little inside chair route. Calcaterra clears it out on the corner. And
what concentration by Washington in the back of the end zone.
Watch the right foot. I don't think.
Deep again, so I'm feeling better.
And Baker Mayfield, I think his ears perked up. Oh, you can? Well, let's go ahead and do that. And we see the end of it, but what helps set it up.
Well, you see Aiden O'Connell working the front side first, coming back to the backside on this under route, and Amadi. We'll watch him work the interior of the field, and then Aiden O'Connell just playing the window drill underneath to Myers, and then against Jacksonville, and it's showing up all over the tape. Pressure on the edge. Penning has to block inside, so you're going to get a free runner, and that's Wilson. Breaks the pocket, and then watch this punch out by Spillane right when he catches the football. That's excellent punch. and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets.
Ball does not move when it hits the ground, and so I believe that catch stands.
We've seen a lot of good from Bryce Young, but as I've watched him as he's made this return to the starting orders of the year.
And of course, they're going to go to their speedster. I thought for sure they were going to run that ball. They're trying to capitalize on momentum, but that is a dangerous throw because Kool-Aid. Yeah, and I think one of the big benefits for him is a full offseason program with whoever that coordinator is going to be. That's going to be
his route across. Watch him go here. Watch 81. He moves inside to give Evans the room.
The option route right here, and then break off a safety. This is where he's best. You see, he measures his speed as he gets
third and short, and now the punt team takes the field.
Yeah, a little surprise. The last 2 third downs, they kept the ball on the ground. I don't think Mingo found the.
This is all about bracing for impact when you get in the middle of the field. He throws his hands up, letting the quarterback know you got to.
J.C. Horn, the top cover guy for Carolina, not operating today. Not
improved under Vic Fangio from a year ago, but at the top of the list, the improvement they have gotten out of their.
Let's get the first down, stay in bounds. They tried bringing pressure off the slot. It was over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Outside the pocket, Nix has been terrific. Doubled. Was that ball moving? You can see it right there. Hilton was right there trying to dig it out. It's moving. Did it hit the ground? Did he have possession?
Neighbors, he's one-on-one at the top against Jalen Jones. We've seen Neighbors now on the right side, on the left side, in the slot.
363 through the air.
Well, and Jones comes down. They rotate to middle of the field.
On the route, you're going to see at the top, he's covered here, but just keep running. Open yourself up on the other side of the field, and a good throw by Kyler Murray.
For a touchdown. Sam Womack, Kenny Moore, they thought they had him corralled. Zaire Franklin can't catch up to him, and he's off to the races for a touchdown.
So you're going to see here a little double move. A lot of times you run the comeback. A little nudge right there. Right foot steps on the line. Obviously can't be the first one to more shots down the field, but they needed their receivers to win these one-on-one battles.
Get him to turn his hips. And as soon as he turns his hips outside, bam, he goes right back inside. There is no way that anybody was going to make a play on that football.
Good anticipation and perfect accuracy. It's good coverage on the back end, but that ball is
trying to get the ball snapped.
26 yards as it stands right now.
So it looks like he and McMillan are fighting for it as it's the mobility of Burrow that opens this up. They bring a zone blitz. They drop Cooper back into coverage. But when Burrow steps up in the pocket, going away from Patrick Surtain and going at Riley Moss, this time T. Higgins coming up with the catch. 5.
And working on the rookie Newton.
They went right at Newton, put it to a point where Sutton's the only one. Kevin, he has him. He inside releases, and then he stacks him and gets over the top. And watch. The safety's not over the top.
Terrific Jamar Chase.
One-on-one, back shoulder throw, just good timing. Hard for it. This is late hands. Wait till you see. He waits to the last possible second to lift his hands up. So right there, if you're Moss, you don't even think the ball's coming in his direction. Mims is going to be on the backside. Watch, he goes here, gives a little step this way, and then takes it deep. Perfectly thrown ball by Nix. Quick little play fake. He looks back to the tight end. He's looking over this way to draw the defense and then just airs it out to the back.
That's one where, again, it's a rub route, and that's one where Herbert needs to layer the ball a little bit more.
I thought Jalen Polk was going to be a baller this year. I got to be honest, right?
Left side of the screen, and that's a perfect pass.
We see the soft coverage, just a quick throw to the outside. It's in man coverage.
Wide receiver or tight end are back tonight for the Bengals. 9 targets, 7 catches, 57 yards.
Well, on the way.
Again, all kinds of time. And Herbert just puts it right on Stone Smart.
On it, it's outside release and then coming back to the front pylon. So right when Moss thinks it's going to be a fade, lined up in the slot, McMillan 29 goes right to the face of Jamar Chase.
Clearly rolled into the end zone, without being touched for a touchdown.
And the 3rd round pick out of Miami with the pick.
To knock it away. Chase is going up to sit down in the zone.
Chase doesn't drop many.
A little bit. I told you earlier in the game, Alex Austin has jumped out to me. Colts game.
From Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. And what do they have in the cupboard this year? A bunch of new receivers and tight ends, Ross.
Another.
Gives the Chargers the early lead.
Absolutely beautiful throw. Does he definitely catch it? Yeah, I think he did. He got that arm and wrist underneath the ball before he made impact. Remember, you have to survive the ground. You'll see him right there in the slot. He's going to work against Duggar in man-to-man coverage. It's not bad coverage by Duggar.
Great play by Kyler Murray. It's what we call a hole shot. He comes out on the naked bootleg looking for the flat. There's a corner that rolls down to that side. There's a hole.
Slayton, he's going to be on the outside, and you're going to see him come up and across the field. And give credit to the offensive line. How much time did Drew Lock have to allow for that play to develop? Throws it on the money to Darius Slayton as he rumbles in for a touchdown. Kenny, you talk about Tyrone Tracy, what he did with the 40-yard run, and then take a look at Malik Neighbors. He's done this all season long. They love him, not like him, love him when he is having the ball in his hand. First thought about him being as just a pass rush specialist. Now he's been playing the run, and I really like that. He's taken on that challenge. Love that he keeps his feet square, and then he basically moves him over to the sideline.
Matthew Stafford holding in the pocket with the guy in his face. In the deep corner route, ball up and over the top.
8 receptions. He and Neighbors the only teammates as far as wide receivers.
And Flacco just throws this up. I mean, it might have been a little offensive pass interference. Michael Pittman kind of moving Adoree Jackson out of the way. Either way, they don't call it. Armon Watts goes up and gets the pressure on Joe Flacco. This is a beautiful catch by Dane Belton. That ball does not hit the ground. He lands in bounds. That's a beautiful interception. Yeah, and Alec Pierce, they've been really excited about the way that he's been playing. He's been able to really get down the field using that big body. You see where
try to just basically throw it up, get enough on it to try to hope that somebody could come down with it in the line, give him time, and watch the location of this ball. He works back to the foot.
26th in red zone offense, but 2 for 2 here so far today. Mahomes dealing.
Multiple level throw. You have someone in the
slot corner, Kyler Gordon, sticking with 11, which is not easy to do, especially in that scramble mode. Coming off this in-breaking route, he thinks, I got a soft spot, I'm going to settle right here. And the quarterback reads that he's going to continue.
The identity was always the run game and great defenses and some of the most.
Getting over there and just getting a hand on it.
So it's just straight man across the board, and he's just hoping that Mechie's able to win. You know, I'd love to see them don't take a sack and then create big plays off the scramble downfield. And earlier in the season, there was a lot of people calling that.
Yeah, and I want you to pay attention to Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's coming all the way down from the safety position. Recognize.
Well, we came on to the broadcast talking about the adjustment about halfway through the season of moving Kyle Hamilton, one of the best box safeties, one of the best overall young safeties in all of football, moving him back deep, and opportunity to watch some of these young guys play. That
basically 2 out routes. George Pickens runs a deep V, which takes his cornerback inside, and Freiermuth presses in, physical at the top.
It was pretty good D, actually. Kind of holds him a little, and his hand is right there. The ball just gets up right inside it, and just an outstanding job by Wilson.
We all saw, unfortunately, that injury last week to Tank Dell, losing him for the season. But Nico.
When Pat was telling us yesterday that with Hollywood coming back, we can put Xavier where he's supposed to be and not try and have him play the Hollywood role. He's doing.
And great job by the DB. Oh, listen, he's going to press inside. He's running a corner route, and you can see they just get tripped up just a hair. Now,
and Bishop's just a little safe to start, comes driving in, though, and delivers a big hit, but great job by Wilson. He motions. He's playing a lot more inside. He used to just line up and be like, guard me, and great adjustment by the Jets to get him inside, more in the slot.